Let's have a look at this retirement planning question. We have Samir, 55 years old. Samir is 55 years old, have accumulated a corpus of 27 lakhs for retirement. This has been accumulated by investing rupees 3 lakhs per annum invested quarterly. So that will be about 75,000 rupees of investment every quarter. This investment has been yielding 9.25% returns. His post-retirement expenses are 10 lakh per annum. His life expectancy is 85 years. Inflation rate is 55.5% and growth rate is 8.5%. What additional monthly savings are required? So let's do a calculation. Remember, irrespective of the kind of problem it is, you all need to look at 3 steps of retirement planning. Okay, not every question need to have those 3 steps, but just look at step 1 if it is there or required, step 2 if it is there or required, step 3. So what's our step 1? Step 1 is to know expenses at the time of retirement. Expenses at the time of retirement. So it is given in the question his post-retirement expenses are 10 lakhs per annum, but they are estimated as of today when Samir is 55. Right? We want to know he will retire after 5 years. Okay, that information is missing here, so let me add that he'll retire after 5 years. At that time, what will be the post-retirement expenses? So what we need to do is find out what will be his expenses 5 years down the line. We already know his expenses are going to grow at the rate of 5.5%, which is inflation. So we'll find out the future value where rate is 5.5%, N per is 5. Please note this 5 N per is not visible out here in this question, but I'm giving you this additional information. Apart from what you see in this question, Samir is going to retire after 5 years. We have a PMT which will not be there because always remember we are comparing expense today vis-a-vis expense 5 years down the line. Today's expense is 10 lakh, and since there is no PMT, type is not required. Bracket close, enter. So this is the answer for our step 1. 13,06,960 is what is required in the year in which Samir will retire. Right? So this is our step 1. Obviously you know very well that this answer is the answer only for first year of his retirement. In the future years his expense will increase and thereby we will need a real rate. So that's what comes in step 2. Step 2. Here we need to find the corpus required. Corpus required at retirement. So once we have found expenses in the year of retirement, we need the corpus required at retirement. So for this we need to provide for inflation as well, and hence we will work with the real rate of return. This is very important, crucial, because once again 13,06,960 are his expenses at the time of retirement. In future his expenses will continue to rise, so we find out real rate, and real rate is found as rate minus inflation upon 100 plus inflation. So that is 8.5%, 8.5% minus 5.5% divided by 100 plus inflation, which is 100 plus 5.5%, right? So since I have given the numbers in percentages, there's one little change that I can make. I can make it 1 plus 5.5% and then change this to percentage format. Format cells and percentage. So the real rate is 2.84%. Now that we have this real rate 2.84%, we can find out the corpus required. So today we read present value where the rate is 2.84%, which is in my cell C6. It is always advisable to take cell numbers where they are available. This will reduce your chances of making an error. Now what is the NPER here? 60 to his life expectancy. So his life expectancy is estimated to be 85 years, right? So 85 minus 60, that gives us 25 years post retirement. PMT, the amount to be spent every year, this is what it is. There is no future value and type is 1 because the money has to be withdrawn at beginning of the year, because it is required for your year's expenses. So this is what we have, 2,38,18,604. That's the answer for step 2. That's the corpus required at the time of retirement. So that's done with our step 1 and step 2. Now the last and the final step, which is deciding the amount of investment required. Step 3. In this particular question, we have two parts of step 3. We need 2,38 lakhs. There is a plan which is already in place. Now what we need to know is, apart from this plan, what additional money will be required. So let's first find out how much money will this plan, existing plan, contribute. And we need to do it separately in this case because the existing plan does not only consist of present value, it also consists of PMT. Okay, so if you look at, there is an accumulated corpus of 27 lakhs and there is also accumulated investments of 3 lakhs investment per quarter, per annum, which is invested quarterly, right? So what we need to understand is that this is also going to continue to be invested, and hence we will have corpus from existing plan, corpus from existing plan. So corpus from existing plan will be is equal to future value, where rate for this particular thing is 9.25%. Please note that the rate for other investments are 8.5%. Okay, and because the investment is being quarterly done, so we'll need to have a nominal rate. So this is nominal, where effective rate is 9.25%. There are 4 quarters in a year and nominal rate divided by 4. So that's the nominal rate. NPER is 5 years. PMT is minus 75,000. This is invested. And PV is minus 27 lakhs. Again an investment. And type is 1. Right, so this is our FE function, nominal 9.25%, comma 4. Right, so we want a nominal rate of 9.25%. I don't care what that rate is, I just want it, so I can use the function within function. After 5 years, if I'm investing a present value of 27 lakhs and a quarter per annum of 75,000, and since this is quarterly, one more change, what is required is 5 into 4, which is 20. Right, so when we divide the rate by 4, we multiply the NPER by 4. and when this is done, we enter and we get our result: 61,09,684. That's what we have. Okay, so the remaining corpus is what we will need to plan for. Okay, so additional investment required for remaining corpus. Okay, so the remaining corpus, okay, this figure out here is a negative figure. Right now I want to make it positive, so I'll put negative of this value minus what will be there. So negative of what is required minus what I already have. So this is the additional corpus required. Okay, so let me call it remaining corpus required, and hence additional investment required, which is what will give us our answer. Additional investment required. This is our PMT. So this is PMT, where rate of interest is, again we are going to calculate this monthly, what additional monthly savings is required, and hence we will find out this for a monthly investment. So once again we'll need the nominal rate, where effective rate is 8.5%, and this time compounding is on a monthly basis, and hence we'll divide it by 12, and when it comes to n per, we'll have 5 into 12, right? So once again, rate divided by 12, n per multiplied by 12. Present value, we don't have anything. Future value is where we need to reach, and where we need to reach is 1,77 lakhs, and type is 1. So 2,38,223 rupees is what is required on a monthly basis for Samir to reach his target. That is the monthly investment required, and that's the answer. So a quick recap of this problem. Once again, remember, for any retirement problem you have these 3 steps. Step 1, find out expenses at the time of retirement. Maybe at times this step might already be given. Okay. Step 2, many a times maybe this is your answer, you don't need the step 3. But remember, you have this 3-step framework. Okay, in case you do not require a step for your particular question, that's okay. And then step 3, corpus from once again in this step 3 we have 2 different sub questions. But remember, they still get clubbed as step 3 because they are a part of finding out what additional investment is required. So with this framework, any retirement question can be solved very easily.